What?
Which one? At that time,
The maroon one.
I had a 63.5, and then I had that 59, but had that 390 in it. Yeah.
This was the 59. Me, you, and Pete were coming home from a $3 night, right?
Oh, but I stuck him in the door?
No. This was another time. But the last thing he says before he gets out of the car, Mike, don't wheel out. My old man will get pissed off. The door. Mike laid on this 390, man. I think we made it from Pete's house to Sanger Street, screaming wheels.
That car used more tires than gas.
Hey, Pat, do you ever miss your 69 Mustang?
Nah, not at all.
No, you don't even think about it? We do.
I don't even have a picture of it.
Oh, mine.
I remember the first time I was in Pat's 69 Mustang.
Yeah, me too, Bo.
I'm in the back seat. I said, "Hey, Pat." And
Is this an ashtray?
Ashtray.
Hey, Bo, I don't know. I think you were there too, Tom. It was me, Bo, Pete, and you, Tom. We smoked this Mike Hopper weed going down to some bar in Jersey. And we were so high, we had to sit in the parking lot for 20 minutes before we could go into the bar.
Where we could walk, huh? Remember, we were hanging out in
Were you there?
St. Martin's parking lot one time. I think, Fran, when you were working there, you were working for Frank Deal or something.
Yeah, right.
And we're getting ready to go, and Duke goes, "Hey, Tom, take my car. I'm leaning on yours."
Yeah, that's a great line. Great line. I just want to say one thing before keep going. I wanted to.
This is Phil. I can't talk to you right now.
No, I just want to say something to John. I mean, he's not even yapping away like the rest of us. But I met John in kindergarten, right, John?
Huh?
We both went to grade school. The older boys, Cub Scouts.
Right.
I don't think we went to the Boy Scouts. High school, we both.
You went to the Girl Scouts.
We both went to community college together.
Right.
We went to Florida, remember, with Carmen?
Yeah.
We drove to Fort Lauderdale that time.
We were printing together.
Yeah, we went to the print shop together. All time, John. You know?
To Semco.
Yeah. I never got sick of you either.
Now Brown.
From kindergarten, all those years, it was a long time,
Yes, yeah.
John Branton.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were there. I was there.
Took your screen, John. We just see the top of your head. There you go.
That's it. That's fine.
You too, Trisha. You should do this.
Are you still under Star
There
Trek?
you go.
There you go.
Looks
Push
better.
my legs too.
That's a start.
Joe
I was gonna
McTown, you
wear that
turn your
suit,
screen off.
All right.
Nobody answers me, so I'm trying to yell. Hey, Bo, you know what?
What?
I know everybody who has kids experience this. I had a bottle of vodka here one time, and two buddies of mine came over. They were both bikers, right? So the one guy said, I said, "You want something to drink?" And one guy took a beer. The other guy said, "I want some vodka." So I give him vodka in like an 8 or 10 ounce glass, fill it up halfway, and he's starting to drink it, right? And he's looking funny. So it turns out the kids had watered down the vodka so much. I mean, you could barely taste the vodka. And I often think about that. And I remember going to your basement, and your old man always had 16-ounce returnables, whether it was
Old German
or Starfire, and we would play pool all night long. There was usually 4 or 5 of us, probably banged into a case of it, and you never heard a word out of him that he had a problem with us drinking his beer.
Old German. It was probably only $1 a case. That's why.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I lived in Rockledge through the 80s, I could get Genesee Cream Ale and 16-ounce returnables for $7.65 a case.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we used to get Stegmeyer, Nicoletti's on State Road. And it was a 16-ounce returnable.
This is the king of beer. You guys know that.
Oh, 16-ounce returnable.
They're talking about not making that anymore soon.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, remember R&W going over there and then going over, what was it, Inky's parking lot. We would drink beer there.
Oh, yeah.
It was still there
Yeah, really?
on the boulevard. And what was that?
See,
C in the boulevard? Was it?
something like that.
It was on Fifth Street, wasn't it?
It wasn't Fifth.
Who remembers these
Like
things?
Masher?
Yeah.
Masher.
I don't remember if I shampooed my hair this morning.
Come on, John, you were an altar boy. You should remember where all these parishes were.
My brother Jerry
Is that St. Henry's?
Rod,
Ah, it was Fifth Street.
older than me.
Henry-
St. Henry's was Fifth Street. That's right.
Fanny, Pat,
Ambrose was around in the boulevard.
How you doing, man?
How you doing, Roddy?
Doing well, man.
All right. I've told this story a bunch of times, and I don't know who was there, but on Delaware Avenue, Pete's grandfather's car.
I was there.
You were there, okay? And he had a stick in the trunk that because the hood wouldn't stay up. So he had a stick in the trunk to put the hood up. We got stopped by a cop, and the cop said, "Get the fuck out of the car."
Tuesday Warriors?
Yeah. and he goes, goes to Pete, "What's in the trunk?" Pete opens the trunk and there's this big pole in there, big stick. And he said, "What the hell do you think you are, a Watusi warrior?" And he said, "Get the fuck back in that car."
He called us Northeast pussies too, didn't he, Bo?
Huh?
He called us Northeast pussies or something.
Yeah. I mean,
you're running with that point. Oh, yeah. I didn't expect you to just.
I didn't even know Bo was there. I thought he was in Drexel. Really?
I don't remember. No, I was when Pete still had that car.
You were there, or you're just telling the story?
I don't know. I either heard that story so many times. That I don't remember if I was there or not.
But wasn't that when he said, "Get in the car"? No, get out of the car. No, get in the car. He used to tell that story too. Get in the
You
car.
wipe your ass with this for all good as it is, as you might give him the wrong registration.
That's not far from there.
He just throws.
Nobody could tell that story as good as Pete did. Though.
Wait a minute, who was there? I was there. Tom, you there?
No, I
I
wasn't
was
there.
there, Joe.
Matt?
No,
No, I wasn't
Dan,
there.
Dan, were you there?
Where?
I was, Joe.
Franny was there?
I was there. I was in the back seat.
Yeah, so was I. I saw the cop. He told me, I'm looking out the window and the cop
I said I'm
roll out the window. And he's got like a badge or something and rolled it down. He says, "Tell your friend to pull over." And he pulls out a gun before I blow his brains out. I said, "Dude, pull over before this guy said, pull over before you blow your brains out." So he did. And then the whole scenario started after that. First he had an
That stick was made out of bamboo.
outdated
We got the guy who watched it.
registration.
Hey, Joe.
That's why he said Watusi warrior.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I made that up. No, I mean,
No, he did say that.
he just said that.
What are you guys, Watusi warriors? Give me that thing. And he throws it off the Twin Bridges into the river. Yeah, he did. And he did the same thing with his registration card. He gives it to him. He's trying to tell him, this one's, it ran out. I'm waiting for the new one to come in or some shit. And he just gradually goes back to his car. He comes up and throws it, and the wind just takes it away. It doesn't, throws it into the window, but it doesn't go in. It just blows away. You can wipe your ass with that thing for all the good it does.
Well, I hope you wrote a letter to his commanding officer.
Philadelphia's finest.
Frank Rizzo.
Nothing happened. He pulled a cop over and told him the story. The guy says, "I'll keep an eye out for him. You won't get a ticket in the mail." That's all Duke was worried about, getting a ticket in the mail.
Right.
He said, "You're going to get an effing ticket in the mail and da-da-da-da-da. I clean up the Northeast ones. You're a bunch of pussies."
Exactly how he said it, Joe. That is, you can quote
Right.
I cleaned up Northeast Philly once before.
Yeah, once before.
Joe,
That's so funny.
It was word for word.
That was it.
But that was the greatest experience of my life. What kind of life do I have, right?
All right. Hey, Joe, remember this experience. We're about 16, maybe 17. And, somebody says, hey, we're down on Sanger and Loretta. Somebody says, hey, you want this car?
Oh, Danny Bevins.
Okay, this is a stolen car, right? It's a Rambler, stolen Rambler.
Who would do that?
No, I know.
It's still a Rambler.
He says, we'll take it. So Pete, I know Joe.
Wasn't a Rambler?
I think so. And I know Dwyer, that kid across the street was there. We said, we'll take this car. And we started to drive it to band camp on in August. So we were still in high school. And sooner or later, Joe and this guy Dwyer were driving it.
I never drove it. No.
But you were in it when the cops pulled found you, right? The cops picked you up and threw you in jail or something, right? So, so all the cops had. Go ahead, Joe.
Dwyer's uncle was a chief of police somewhere, and when they got his name, they quick ran it and said, "Hold these kids, don't put them in jail." And they just made us stand there at the check-in place till our parents got there.
Okay, so right after that, Pete and I get this call from Joe's mom.
Oh,
Says, yeah, she says the woman who owns the car will let you guys go if you give her like $400. And she said, you guys ought to chip in. And you tell your dad. So I remember this when I told my dad, he said, well, who was involved? I said, well, Pete, Joe, me, Dwyer. And he said, wasn't Rod involved? Wasn't Rod involved? I said, no. He wasn't involved because we asked him and he wouldn't go for it. My father said, I never knew that kid was that smart.
I wouldn't tell my parents that, and Dwyer wouldn't either, about you guys.
Right.
Didn't tell the cops either. But
So you paid a $400?
Number one, their son, Joe, doesn't hang around with Dwyer. All of a sudden, he gets caught in a stolen car. That doesn't make sense to them, all right? And so they knew that Pete and the rest of you guys were involved somehow. They immediately figured Rod was. They went to Rod's parents, went to Rod.
But Rod wasn't because he was too smart.
I don't know anything about it.
How come you didn't do it, Rod?
Beats the shit out of me.
He wasn't involved. Yeah. He didn't know it. He was younger.
So what happened to the $400? Did you pay it?
No, yeah,
We got to pay it. Everybody chipped in $400 to buy her a new car.
Yeah. I mean, so the woman, the car was okay, but she just said, "Hey, I'll let you guys go. We won't press charges."
It was either that or Dwyer and I were going to go to juvie and get our assholes reamed out.
Stolen, Danny Bevins?
That's what would have happened.
Don't say the medical.
These guys, then we would have had to blow the whistle.
It was 400 each. 400 each.
Never got their scholarships to wherever they went to college.
Yeah, I would have just said, never. I don't know that guy.
First thing I do is say, I didn't steal it. I was just a passenger. Dwyer picked me up. I was dumbing it. But that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work because like an asshole, we put our shit in the trunk.
Oh. There was a trumpet and a saxophone in the trunk.
Hey, Joe, didn't they pick you up thumbing? You had nothing to do with it.
That's right. But my instrument somehow got in the trunk.
Don't look in the trunk, officer.
I did, right away.
We get the tour, Tom?
I had a pack of cigarettes hidden in the trumpet case.
Going inside.
How'd the showing go?
It wouldn't be for pot and everything. Oh, man. Talk about shit.
The people that were supposed to look at the house never showed.
When I never knew where you guys were, I didn't know most of you until high school. And they said, come on over to where we are and told me how to get there. One time I went over, took the bus over where I lived for a couple of Charlie and the bus. Anyway, at the corner where I got off the bus, and when I crossed over towards Loretta Avenue side of the boulevard, and I got down to that corner, I could hear your grandfather's TV from there. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, look, you know, and I'm looking down. The closer I get, the louder it gets. When I go up to the door, there's nothing. I mean, I feel like I'm watching the show, the movie. The guys were, and he finally comes over. I said, "Hi, is Joe here?" He's out with his machine. Bam! Slams the door, and then like, I don't know if you ever lowered that night till somebody, the cops came.
He was probably watching. He loved baseball. But I'll tell you what.
He was watching baseball. I don't know, but
Dan.
Yeah.
I'm half deaf myself now.
What?
You're always yelling at me because I had the TV up so loud. I'm my grandfather. I am. I'm sitting there watching the TV all day, real loud, and it drives her crazy. And flying too.
I remember that too. Your grandfather said, "Joe and his machine."
Yeah, he's out driving in his machine.
Machine.
He used to break the filters off the Marlboro.
He'd get his nose about this far from the nose he's telling you. You know.
Randy, he'd say, "Hey, give me one of your cork tips."
Yeah.
Marlboro.
Break it off.
Smoke it.
Hey, Morgan.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that your new hairpiece?
That's Carol's dog.
Oh, it's a dog.
Yeah, my dog died in December.
Hey, Dolly.
No,
So where are you in Florida, Morgan?
I am.
Where?
Jail.
Atlantic Beach near Fort Lauderdale. I mean, no, Jacksonville, near Jacksonville.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
GOP convention is coming. Yay!
Hey, does anybody ever remember Pete smoking weed? I don't.
Yeah.
Do you, Franny?
I do.
I mean, you were the dealer, Franny. You were the dealer.
Me and Bo were the first ones to smoke pot.
What's that, Bo?
I remember I was sitting down in my basement. I'm down in my basement, right? And that's when I had that broken cartilage in my knee. So I was all, casted up and everything. And that's when I had all the lights flashing down the basement, all the different synchronized lights and everything, blasting Inagata DeVita. I'll never forget Morgan and Bo coming down and say, "Hey, Rod, we have marijuana."
Got shirts on.
King John.
Yeah, he did. When I was buying pot off of Mike for $20 an ounce, it was killer weed. I'm telling you, it was killer weed. It set the benchmark on good pot. That's when we would.
I had to go out to St. Joe's to get that too.
Well, we went to in Jersey. I'll never forget that. That was like hallucinogenic pot.
Bo, do you remember we used to hide the joint in our high boy collar where the stays went?
Like
stays. The jerk off.
You're cool, Bill.
I remember Pete talking about a card game he was at. I don't know if it was at Rod's or what, but he had some guy, a friend of his named Manny. And I think Rod put on Inagata DeVita.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy Manny said something like, "Turn that goddamn music off or light up a fucking joint."
Yeah. Yeah, Manny was our boss back at Amtrak.
Yeah.
He was a large Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Pete had the stories. I mean, Pete had every stinking story down. We used to get down there. We'd have a half hour for lunch and, down in Center City. So we'd go out and, have lunch, come back a couple minutes late, like 2-3 minutes late. Manny would yell out, "Where the fuck did you guys go for lunch? Paris!" And it's like, it was just brutal with that. And one time we were down there, it was mid-afternoon, and that's right after the air hockey games came out. So Pete and I were really getting into it at lunchtime one time, playing games, and we were tied up. And I said to him, "Let's go back over to Chestnut Street and play again." So we went over and played 3 more games. I came back, hands were all bloodied and everything. And "Where the fuck are you guys? Paris?"
So where was Manny? I mean, where were you guys then?
Amtrak.
Yeah,
when you look through the video, there's a shot of the crew from Amtrak there. Manny was right in the middle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he zoomed over to the corner. So
Hey, Dan, what's that behind you? All your bowling trophies?
Rugby.
Oh, okay. All right. I remember that.
Bowling. Geez.
Will Bob
Hey, Rod.
Matrowski please come up and accept his bowling trophy?
Bill
Hey,
Cosmo.
Rod, remember your rock star days?
no.
Oh,
Mile Beach.
I do. Used to come down to our house in Margate,
There you go. There you go.
and I'll say no more.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tina, this was long before you,
Yes.
so I really could say I could really go on more, but I won't.
If I leave, will you?
What's that?
And again, I knew nothing. Seriously, I knew nothing. Told me
Yep.
that story about 3
Yep.
years after it all happened.
Oh yeah. Those
Can't let us
groupies.
hanging like this.
Yeah, the Rod and his groupies. I'll say no more.
Hey,
I think you said too much.
hey, Franny, when did you stop dealing? Back in 69, 70.
When did I stop dealing?
Stop. Yeah, you and Jimmy were dealing drugs.
This is all going to China on their server.
That was
Now.
It is post
probably
recorded.
around 78 or something like that.
78? That late.
That was when the first Bruce Springsteen album came out.
Wait a minute. Pat, when were you in the Army?
Billy, they hadn't been out
No, it was in 70 and 72.
70 to 72.
Yeah.
And when you came back, we would hang at 5 Points for a while. And Jimmy and Franny, you were living up in around Lawn Street.
Oh, right.
Yeah, one of these.
I remember that place.
We were the first
No.
place me and Jimmy got was up in Ben Salem. We got an apartment, second floor apartment in Ben Salem. That was the first place that's where I moved out of my house.
John Brent,
So,
you still in this Star Trek?
No.
Gave up on it?
I
I remember you used to be. I'm into it still.
No, I really never got into the versions outside of the original TV show so much.
I like the original the best, but
The movies are real. The newer movies aren't bad. I tell you, they're pretty good, I think.
I got into the
When the
movie.
cast was young, when the cast was young, that was
Next Generation started getting a little bit too much PC for me, politically correct. But I watched it. Now I'm watching, binge watching the Enterprise, the Star Trek is called Enterprise.
Uh-huh.
The one before Kirk. And it's pretty good.
Captain Kirk did pretty well.
Brand,
Captain Kirk was hot.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one the best, the original. Sure.
Joe, how many times have you watched all the Twilight Zone shows? Front to back.
And the Twilight Zones, I think I watched every single one 5 times, easy.
They're all the same, you know.
Hey, Bo, just for
I
the
just watched
record,
the same one over and over again.
Bo, just for the record, I'll have you know, I probably stopped smoking pot a year ago.
That's when the rest of us need to start.
Yeah, right.
A buddy of mine I go out to lunch with came over to the house and he had this the vape pharmaceutical and it was really strong. And I had come home from the gym, I had a drink, and he passes it to me, and it feels like the vape's clogged. So I'm drawing on it really hard, right? Well, it wasn't clogged. I got a hit, man. Instant, right? And I could almost not catch my breath. I started coughing, and I'm behind on my bar stool, behind my bar, and I lean over. Boom! I hit the deck. I passed out. Passed out cold on the floor. And he comes over, and he's got a bad heart. And all I can hear, I probably was out for about 35 or 40 seconds. I wake up hearing him saying, "I can't lift you up. I can't lift you up." So I try to get myself up on all fours.
Mhm.
Boom! I went out again. I passed out again, and I said, I finally got up and got over onto the sofa, and I probably was high for about 3 hours. And I said, "That's it. That's it. That's my body telling me I've been smoking pot for 50 years. This is enough."
It's done.
Hey, can you imagine it's legal now? And you
I
can
know,
drive down the
it's
street?
crazy
Oh
about
my
it.
God.
It's legal now.
Yeah. Hey, it's a what do they call it? Where businesses can't open unless they're required, and places where you buy pot are now
Essential.
Essential.
Well, that's the
essential
argument
businesses.
for medical reasons. Yeah, right.
Crazy.
Well, is it decriminalized in Pennsylvania?
No.
You know, I mean, you only get a ticket. You don't get misdemeanor.
Well, you don't get tickets for anything now.
Yeah, I think if it's under 10 grams, it's nothing.
Yeah.
And if you steal below a 65-inch TV, that's also not illegal.
Yeah, because it fits in your car.
Oh. Yo, hey Joe, how big do you think Pete was when he was 10? 10 years old. I mean, we were little guys, me and you.
Yeah.
I mean, Pete was about like 6 foot tall.
He was probably 6
Already.
feet back then.
I'm growing when I hit about 14 or 15.
He didn't.
I
Me
always
and Brandon were 6'3", and Pete was over us.
Yeah, well,
He was at least 6'5", if not more.
Yeah.
They had to bend over to get in our house here in wherever the hell I live.
He didn't start playing trombone until Doherty, right?
What's that?
No,
He didn't start playing trombone. He didn't play trombone at St. Martin's.
He didn't play. I always thought he was in the band at St. Martin's.
Yeah, he was in St. Martin's band.
I remember
Was
I
he?
had Spanish in high school, and Pete had to come in to deliver a note to some I forget what it was, but the Spanish teacher went like this. He was sitting there and he looked, and he went, "Oh!" He looked like a giant from work.
He could have been a disciplinarian.
Never forgot that for some reason, you know.
Fred Gwynn. Yeah.
and I remember you and Pete, I mean, and you guys had to take typing because you were in business or something.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you were in like D15 or something, right?
Oh, didn't me and you get that job in that hotel in Atlantic City?
Yeah, right down the street from the steel.
Yeah, Morgan, we'll put you in the back room typing all day. And you had to go up and keep all the black people from coming into the hotel. That was your job, wasn't it?
Yeah, but, I mean,
No, I'm not kidding. That was your job. You weren't allowed to have black people come into the hotel.
we were 16, and you remember what Morgan looked like when he was 16?
Yeah.
And he had hair down his
Combing
ass.
my hair.
He had hair down his ass, and the guy says, "I'll give you a job, except you're never allowed to see a customer. Get the hell in the back and start typing."
Hey, Morgan, I just
Yeah.
got a text. CNN wants to interview you about that job to keep black people away.
That's true, though. Did you let somebody in, though? We got fired because you let a black family come into the hotel. Not like that.
Protest outside your house.
Who remembers these things?
Again, these are going to the Chinese servers. I'm serious.
They tore that hotel down anyway years ago.
It was called the Virginian. It was on Virginia Avenue, a block from Steel Pier, a block from the boardwalk. Good place.
Yep. You're right.
That.
Bunch of old ladies. And,
All he wanted was repeat customers or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
yeah. Not up the street. Right. Yeah, and we used to live in my grandmother's house in Atlantic City,
Right.
down in the ghetto.
Oh, remember the incident where
and-
he ended up with a brown tooth and Frank Pace screaming into the bar? Do you remember that?
Yeah, and Morgan saying And we were down near Captain Starnes at the end of the boardwalk.
Right.
And we had a 6-pack of Coke bringing home, and a bunch of black guys came up to us. I mean, a bunch of black kids, and took Morgan's glasses, and Morgan says, "Please don't break my glasses."
I heard it differently.
Of course, the first thing they did was take his glasses, slam them on the ground, and step on them.
Morgan said, "You can do anything to me. You can beat the shit out of me. Just don't hurt my glasses."
Right.
Frank Pace runs into the bar going, "Call the cops, call the cops." The guy goes, "Phone's in the back." Whatever happened to him? Did anybody ever find out what happened to Frank Pace?
No.
Didn't he graduate? Didn't he? What happened to Frank Pace? What happened to him?
Like disappeared, you know? I mean, not that he was one of the crew or anything, but, you know, we kind of hung out with him a lot, you know, in high school.
Yeah.
What parish?
Up the front door.
I think he was St. Henry's.
St. Henry Pace?
No. Out here on Broad Street. What was that? Mike, wasn't he out your way?
No, Holy Cobb, no.
I forget then. I don't know.
Bo, do you remember when you, Morgan, and I were down at his place down in the inlet?
Yeah.
It was a hurricane for 6 days, and we were down. We went up to Steel Pier. Remember that? Buddy Rich was playing.
Yeah, down in the inlet. We'd stay on that third floor, second floor.
Good. Leave it there.
Oh.
I remember sleeping in a room at Bo's house down there that had like a split bedroom.
Bo, tell me this. Didn't you go down to the shore one time and you opened up the house? Your dad opened up the house and somebody was already living up in the top floor? Was that
That's right. They burned out the house next door and they broke through the wall, all the copper in the house, and it was living on the third floor.
All the locks to the bedroom were on the outside.
Right. Broke through the wall. They just broke through the wall, just lived up there.
Yeah.
It was empty in the winter, so, you know.
Hey, Bo, remember we went down to the Atlantic City Pop Festival and came back to your house? We slept on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Morgan was there. You brought it?
It could have been me, could have been somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. I saw Mama Cass and Janis Joplin singing a song, a duet. It was so cool. And Bo, remember your aunt had to go with me to the pawn shop to buy that guitar? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I had to pretend she was my mom to sign for it or some bullshit like that.
Morgan, she's still alive. She's 102 years old.
Did you tell her I said hey when I dropped her off to see her that time? Remember?
Yeah.
Did she remember?
Yes, yeah, the guy with the long hair.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Rod, nobody brought up the recording sessions down in your basement. We were making those tapes for Pat.
Pat. Where is that thing?
They send the Pat, right?
Yeah, Pat.
Smithsonian.
But your mother, you had quarter kegs in the basement then. Your parents let you have on a Saturday afternoon, a quarter keg.
Share, Tricia, share.
Yeah, what are you sharing?
Yeah, you got to pass that around.
Pat, where is that? Where is that
It's my
tape?
birthday.
I have no idea.
right.
I lost it, I think.
All I remember is this is I can't talk to you now because
Yeah, we know.
Do you guys remember the time that they had these openings of jobs at St. Joe's? And about how many signed up the first time? Joe, do you remember that? Do you remember saying?
Ground crew.
just let Dan
Yeah,
keep talking. He doesn't realize his microphone's all wrong.
Pete and I were on the ground crew, and it was hot as hell one day. We had scythes on the hill trying to cut the hay. Well, anyway, we saw this guy running around the track at St. Joe's, and I said to Pete, I said, that looks like Muhammad Ali. And he says, I think you're just nuts. The last lap this guy ran around the track, he shadow boxed. It was Ali. He lived in Overbrook. No, this is spring classes were in place, so kids are coming up and coming down. But it was never. He stopped. He stopped.
I got used to switch to the person talking.
He stopped to take. He stopped to take him. He had one of. Remember those exercise. What do you call them? Like there was a little elastic and a rubber, and they had bands in here. Well, he's wearing those. He takes it off. He's all flabby. It's right after the what is it? The
Frazier?
well, the red. Yeah, no, for what was it for?
Long story, Dan.
No, it was more than that, Fran. It was right around the time when he was cleared of the draft charges.
Oh, the draft charges, yeah. Conscientious objector.
You guys are car guys.
Draft dodger.
There was a car that I only saw with black. No. The colors were green and orange. I don't know what it was. It might have been a Ford. But it was a green or anyway. He drove himself up to run around the track. Now, back at that time, he was considered the most likely person or the greatest person to see in the world. And here he is running around. He was a great guy. He was a great guy. Funny.
Anyway.
Thank God that's over with. Now time for a commercial.
I smoked a joint with Donovan
And the big
at
story.
Fieldhouse at St. Joe's.
Hey, Dan, I'm putting you on mute. Dan's on mute. I mean, he can flap his mouth, but you can't hear him.
Trish is making me hungry, and I'm on grill duty tonight, so I'm going to bail.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you guys. Let's do this again soon. All right.
All right, let's go.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna post the video. I'm gonna post the video up on the Jug Band's page.
Thank
And
God
also,
Franny left. Let me tell you this. Oh, he's still here. Oh, good to see you there, Franny.
That's good, Rob. That's a good place to put it.
I'll post it on
Sorry.
that.
I got lost.
Be safe, everybody.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, you guys.
Don't get it
Hey,
wet.
Rod, nice job.
Hey, good job, Rod.
Thank you, man. Tell your friends.
Hey, John, take care, Brandon.
Yeah, you too. Good to see
All
you.
right. Hey, Rod. Hey, Rod.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Send
Talk to
a
you soon.
copy. Send a copy to Rod Pete's house.
To who?
Pete's house. Eileen.
Yeah, by the way, Bo, you included Pete on this Zoom.
I know, but I figured Eileen might pick it up.
Yeah.
No, but whatever. You're not gonna.
Rod, can you send that file out to us?
Yeah, I'll share it out on that Dropbox.
All right.
High quality one.
Send us a
I'll
link.
see you guys.
I'll put it on
See you next
Facebook.
time. Let's
too.
do it again, Bo.
We'll see
Bye,
you.
Jeff.
Everybody.
See
See you,
ya.
but-
Hey, John, good to see you again.
Hey, John, good to see you.
John.
Thank God they left.
Yeah.
How
You have to have people leave so you can talk about them.
how's Maureen?
She's doing good. She's in making dinner now, I think.
All right. Hey, all you guys, everybody's still looking pretty good.
Good and
Yeah.
healthy.
I mean, I'm going blind, but you're still looking pretty good. All right. I'm ending the meeting.
Thanks, Rod.